Hey kids, my name's Sarah and I am gonna get dreadlocks in a couple of weeks. I've never made a YouTube video. I've never taken video of myself like this. It is very strange for me to talk to a lens right now. But I thought it would be cool to, I guess, journal my my whole dreading process from not even the start, but from before the start until the finish, or infinite wonder, if you will. Anyway, so I've seen all the dreadlock videos on YouTube. Of course, I haven't seen all of them, but pretty damn close. And if you're watching this right now, I'm pretty sure you probably have seen a lot of them too. So you know what I'm talking about when I say that I've watched all of them, and they have really helped me figure out what kind of dreads I want, what kind of process I want to go through as far as the dreading process goes, any methods, or to wax or not to wax, and to palm roll or not to palm roll. But really I go off of it's visual to me. So if I see someone with really awesome looking dreads and I say I want my dreads to look like that, I take their process and I try to learn from their process, and I'm going to try to repeat that on myself for the most part, to an extent. Why am I getting dreads? Why not? I love dreads. I've always loved dreads. I always just think they're so beautiful. Men, women, every race. I think as long as they're done right and they're the type of dread that I personally am attracted to, I think they are so awesome. It's not, for me personally, it's not a religious thing. I'm not big on the whole Rastafari movement. I'm not doing it just for the natural aspect, as far as you should just be your human self and let your hair do what it wants to do. I respect every aspect of why anyone would want to get dreads, but for me personally, that's not really what I'm doing it for. I don't have a really good reason or excuse other than the fact that I just love the way they look. I love the eventual simplicity of them, the low maintenance of them eventually, and I just think they're awesome, and I don't have a much better reason than that. I don't think I should. I don't think I need a better reason other than the fact that I just want to do it. I also have been recently, I know I said I don't want to do them for natural reasons, which I don't exactly, but I am exploring a more natural lifestyle. I'm not it by any means, but I'm just exploring the options. I'm trying to look into raw organic food. I've just now recently said that I want to have my own garden, which if you talk to me any of my previous 26 and a half years, 27 years, I would have never ever said anything like that. I still probably will hate gardening. However, the concept of having one is really appealing to me. Anyway, I'm trying to look into being a healthier person inside and out. I would like to lose some weight. I'm probably going to use this channel to maybe even do some videos on that as far as nutrition and juicing and all that stuff goes. And I just did a week-long juice fast and technology fast. So I just drank fresh vegetable and fruit juices that I used a juicer, not the store-bought kind, for a week. And I also did a technology fast where I just got off of the computer. I got off of Facebook. I deleted it off my phone even. I stopped watching YouTube. I stopped getting stuck in the YouTube holes, which I'm sure you know all too well. And I stopped playing video games. I wasn't texting anyone. If someone wanted to get a hold of me, they had to call me like the olden days. I'm not a person who likes the phone. I don't like talking on the phone. I'd much rather text or talk to someone in person. So taking away my texting options really forced me to make phone calls if I needed to get a hold of someone. I live in Brooklyn, and I just moved here about a year ago, so to take away my texting options, most of my family and my friends are all back in California, so if I need to get a hold of them, tell them that I miss them, tell them something that I need to tell them, or the opposite, if they need to get a hold of me, they knew that they had to call me. They had to use the phone like a normal human being, not a cyborg. So anyway, that whole thing was really really eye-opening, really enlightening to me. I learned a lot about myself in a single week, and I was at the same time trying to do research on my dreads. Well, I guess right before that, right before I quit the technology, I had just started doing research on the dreads, and so putting the two together just seemed like the right thing to do. It seems like I'm on the right path as far as all those things go. I just want to be a healthier person is what it comes down to. Not that dreads are going to make me healthy, but I hope that the dreading process, surrounding myself with dread videos and other people eventually that I'm going to meet, I assume once I have the dreads, is going to help further me, perpetuate me into that healthy world, which I would like to at least have, I don't know, 80% of my life be pretty much revolving around health and well-being. Also, I'm not a religious person by any means. If I had to label myself anything, I would say that I'm an agnostic. I don't believe either way. I don't disbelieve. I just choose to be a free thinker, not in an offensive way. I'm not trying to offend anyone who belongs to a religion. Sometimes I'm jealous of that. That's a beautiful thing to be a part of a community like that. I just personally, I've tried to go to church and be surrounded by churchgoers and people that are, I guess, Christian, and it just never clicked with me. It just never agreed with me. Sometimes it left a bitter taste in my mouth. I just didn't have a great experience. So spirituality, on the other hand, is extremely appealing to me, and finding some sort of spiritual guidance is absolutely, I would absolutely love that. And I feel like I need that. I feel like I could grow tremendously from a spiritual journey. Again, not that dreads are going to do that. However, immersing myself in this lifestyle of being surrounded by health and people that are healthy and people that want other people to be healthy, growing a garden, doing raw organic, reading books on health and spirituality and meditation and all that stuff. I hope to learn a lot from that, and again, hopefully I can use this channel to spread that love your way. Stigmas. Oh, how I hate stigmas and stereotypes and putting people in boxes just because of the clothes they wear, the style of hair they have, the music they listen to, I don't know, the way that they look or act or think. I hate when people confine anyone else to any certain stereotype just because of a small, insignificant thing like hair or any of those other things I just listed. I know that when a stereotype for people with dreads is, or stereotypes, is that they're potheads or they're dirty or they smell, they're unprofessional, they don't have jobs, they, I don't know, all those things. I am none of those things. So I'm not a pothead. I don't smoke weed. I am not part of the Rastafari movement. I don't know actually a whole lot about it. I've read a little bit on it, and I support it. I have nothing against it by any means, or smoking pot for that matter. I just don't personally do that myself. I do drink. I live in Brooklyn. I'm 27 years old. I like to have fun and party with my friends. But other than that, I'm a professional person. I have a career. I'm not going to bore you with all of that stuff, but I have to uphold a very professional public image all the time because of my job. All the time. I have to come off as a professional. And I know other people in this business that that have dreads and pull it off beautifully. It's not, you don't have to be a bum to have dreads. You just don't. I'm a hardworking professional person, and I'm going to have dreads, and I want to show people that put other people in boxes that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm either bad at my job or don't have a job, any of those things. Oh, and I'm clean. I clean myself. I take showers. I'm not washing my hair quite as often right now to get my scalp ready for the whole dreading process, but I'm a clean individual. My house isn't very clean right now, but I myself am a clean individual, and my house is normally actually kind of clean. Methods that I plan on using. And feel free to give me advice for or against these things. I've watched all the videos, like I said. I've read all the forums and blogs. I'm on the dreadsite.org.com, and I've been on Dreadhead HQ. I never looked at the whole Naughty Boy thing. Anyway, originally I ordered products off of Dreadhead HQ, and I'm planning on returning them. They haven't been delivered yet, but I was leaning towards, I was going to do a very natural process, no products whatsoever. My roommate is a cosmetologist who doesn't know a lot about dreads yet. I'm helping teach her because she's going to help put them in my head. But she mentioned that wax would help lock the hair up and, you know, help smooth it down and make them look good kind of from the bat. And I do agree with that, the second part. The first part, however, I don't agree with. I don't think that it will help dread anything. It's going to help keep everything still and locked in one place. And I've watched videos and seen the pictures of people that like cut into their dreads after they use the wax, and there's still waxy buildup years later, and it just grosses me out. I don't want any part of that. I feel like I'm going to have enough problem keeping shit out of my hair. I don't need a sticky, waxy material inside the dread to just attract absolutely everything that comes in contact with my hair. So I've also read that it, you know, however true it is or not, whatever. I don't really care. It's my choice. But I've read that the wax can help retain moisture, and that obviously increases your risk of getting mold. And mold is something I want absolutely no part of in my hair or around me. I actually have a strange, almost phobia of like mold when it grows on food. Weird little tidbit about me. But the fact of having mold in my hair absolutely gives me the heebie-jeebies. So no wax. I have watched methods on the twist and rip and the back combing. I like both of them. I want to do twist and rip. I ordered a comb also from Dreadhead HQ for back combing because that was going to be my plan. And the more research that I did, the more I realized that I think I want to do twist and rip and see how that goes. Everyone that I've seen that does either both of them or just the twist and rip is usually really happy. The people that do both of them on different dreads usually say that they prefer the twist and rip method, and I feel like it's just less damaging to your hair. And I don't know if this is true. Maybe you guys can help answer this for me, but from what I've seen, people who back comb lose so much length right off the bat. And it makes sense because they're pulling all that hair all the way to the root, which is what I need to do eventually. I get that, or anyway, I know that I need to do that. I know I'm going to lose length. However, I've seen them back home and lose just, I mean, tons and tons of length on their hair. And I'll show you my hair length in a bit. It's long for me at least, but it's not down to my ass or anything like that. I mean, if it shortens a lot, it's going to look kind of short, and I don't want really short hair right now. I like having long hair for the most part. Anyway, so from what I've seen, it looks like people who do the twist and rip don't lose quite as much length, and I understand that's because maybe it doesn't lock up right away, and once it locks up more, you're going to lose more length, and then it's going to grow. And you know, I know my hair length is going to vary a lot through this whole process. I just don't want to have super shoulder length like hair up to here right when I first do my dreads, because then it's going to stick out to here. I have thick hair, so that's my thinking as far as the twist and rip method goes against back combing. Again, give me your advice, or you know, give me your theories or advice, and help me make that decision. So aside from doing twist and rip, I plan to do palm rolling, and I've read claims for and against palm rolling. The dread site, I don't remember what it was called. I should have looked that up before I did this video. Very unprepared of me. But that site that I went to is all about the natural process. It's all about naturally dreading. You can separate, but their advice is really geared towards the natural process, and they go, most of them, almost all of them, say to not palm roll. They say that it's damaging to your hair. They say not to back comb, that it's damaging to your hair. The back combing I get, as far as being damaging, it seems a little abusive to the hairs, But the palm rolling, I don't quite understand how it's damaging. I guess if you pull on the dread as you're palm rolling, then that creates breakage, and I guess I can see where you're coming from that aspect. Now, my theory with palm rolling and trying to keep my dreads tight from the get-go kind of goes back to my professional image and the fact that I can't just have a huge fro of hair with loose hair and frizz everywhere. It's gonna be that's gonna be an issue that I know I'm gonna have to deal with, especially in the beginning. I get that, but anything I can do other than putting wax in my hair to help at least clean the locks up from the get, I want to do. So I'm planning on palm rolling, and I am gonna get a crochet hook just in case I need it. I want to use it as minimally as possible because I also get that can be damaging to your hair. I've seen people do really awesome things with the crochet hook, and then the other side of the theory is that when you do the crochet hook, it goes against the natural dreading process. As far as, yeah, it'll keep it tight, it'll pull all those hairs in, but it won't actually help the lock itself lock up. So whether that's true or not, I do need to have something like that on hand, kind of for if I wake up one day and shit's just out of control, I can kind of tidy it up a little bit, or tidy it up at work, as I'm doing what I do, just to, again, keep that professional image that I do have to keep. Am I going to do anything else? Rubber bands, I am still going back and forth. That's another thing that I ordered from Dreadhead. I'm hoping I can just return that whole box and just say return to sender and get my money back. It was like 27 bucks, but I just don't. I don't need that stuff except for the rubber bands. I do, but I can find those at a dollar store, I'm sure. Anyway, I plan on having rubber bands on hand and probably keeping them in for the first, week or so. I hate how they look. Just like I'm sure every one of you does, I hate the way those rubber bands look in people's hair. I think I want to keep them at the roots, maybe not necessarily at the tips, because I'm going to keep my tips tapered anyway, at least for the most part in the beginning. I just like the way that looks. It's a personal decision. And again, tapered tips usually, to me, means keeping a little more length. So, but I just like the way they look. I like when it tapers down. What was I saying? Rubber bands. So I plan on keeping those in for a little bit, just to keep the separation. I don't want any congos. I don't want huge, massive dreads. I plan on, once I get the rubber bands out, going through and separating each dread probably every day for, I don't know. I imagine that's going to probably have to happen for about 6 months or so. Correct me if I'm wrong again. But as far as rubber bands go, I'm probably going to use them at the roots, unless they get really annoying or unless they look awful. But for work, I'm going to get like just a headband or a dread band or whatever you want to call it, and just kind of keep it over here, and in hopes that helps hide those awful rubber bands. I just don't like them, obviously. I was going to tell you the size and style that I want to do my dreads in. I guess I want relatively small to medium-sized dreads. I don't want them sectioned off perfectly. I don't like the grid look. I don't even like the brick look as far as the sectioning goes. I want it to be somewhat spontaneous, but relatively, God, I'm not good with sizes, but I would say my sections will probably go anywhere from about yay big to about yay big. And if I get some smaller baby dreads, then that's cool too. I want it to have a lot of character and personality. I don't want it to look so uniform. I mean, I like the way it looks. They do look good when they grow out, when they dread out, when they're pretty uniform like that. But that's not something that I personally want. I also obviously have bangs. I'm not gonna dread my bangs. That would look fucking retarded. I don't want huge bangs coming out like this. But I'm going to keep like my crown, not my crown, the front of my hair right here, all the way pretty much down here, and just keep these little wispies out front. I like a mixture of loose hairs with the dreads, especially up front. My bangs used to be straight across before they grew out, and that's when I started kind of considering the whole dreadlock thing. So I started growing these out. I don't know. I might cut them again to where they're straight across. I think they look really cool that way. But as far as the dreads themselves go, that's what I plan on doing. As far as a part goes, I don't want it down the middle, and I don't want like an exact part again over here. So I kind of want some to go this way and some to go that way, and I want them to lay down relatively nicely, as nicely as they can, I guess. And other than that, I'm planning a dread party. My friends are going to come over, hopefully. If I can get a couple of friends to just come out throughout the day and help me with at least the back, the stuff that's really, really shitty to reach back there, I'd be extremely grateful. And then I figure for the rest of the day, when they have to go to work and all those things, we can just braid some of them, and I can just do them as I have time. And if I don't get them all done in a day or two, I can just, you know, keep them braiding and do them when I have time. That's not a big deal to me. So that is my process and plan. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I don't want to look like a poofball, but I guess it's just it's part of the process and something that all of you dreadheads had to go through to get your dreads, and something I'm gonna have to go through to get mine. So I'm just, if there's anything that I'm nervous about, it's that. I'm also nervous about the aspect of me one day deciding that I don't want the dreads anymore and having to comb them out. I have a really tender head. That's something else that I'm really nervous about. I have an extremely, extremely tender head. I used to cry when I was a kid when my mom was combing out my hair. Also because it's curly and it gets tangled really easily, but I actually, when I was like maybe 12 or 13, I grew a natural dread at the very base of my hair, simply because obviously my mom wasn't combing my hair anymore at 12, that'd be embarrassing, but I was, and it hurt me so bad to comb my own hair that I just kind of, when I would get to like these, I'll show you again in a sec, but I have like these really, really tight curls right here, and it hurt me so bad to go through and untangle those, that I just at one point like just wouldn't get to the very middle anymore, and I grew a big, like a fat dread, and I cut it off. I just like cut it off at the base one day. That was my solution instead of just combing it out. So anyway, because of that, I'm not quite as sensitive to it anymore, but my head is sensitive. So because of that, I'm nervous about the day when I decide that I actually want to brush out my dreads, because I'm not gonna shave my head unless I get super liberated and say, you know, screw it all and decide to shave my head. Other than that, I do plan on combing them out eventually if that's what I decide to do. I guess that's it. We can get to showing you my hair type and length and everything. It's kind of flat right now. I'm on like day 4. I'm gonna wash it tonight, so it's usually a little bit more curly. Maybe I'll post some other pictures of it on this video. But let me take off my scurfy. Okay. So this is my hair. It comes down to, if I'm looking straight, just below my boob, right about here. It is layered. I have had it layered and actually thinned out a little bit. My roommate has cut into it a bit to thin it out. Knowing what I know now, I wish I never did that, but whatever, it's not a big deal. It'll figure itself out. So as you can see, my hair's curly. It's normally a little bit curlier than this, especially like up here. It's been up for a couple of days, so I would say the majority of my hair is curly like it is down here. I don't know if I can show you my little super curls. And I guess you can kind of see it right here. I don't know if you can see this from the camera, but it's really flat right now. Usually it's a lot more kinky than that. And it's on both sides right here. So those are what I'm just not looking forward to being yanked on. That's where my head gets really, really sensitive and tender, is like in the very bottom on the back, and then kind of around like the back here. Okay, I just rewatched that part of the video and realized that you couldn't really see it very well. So this is a little bit of a better view, I hope, of the length of my hair. So if you look at it from here, depending on which part of hair you grab, it comes down just pretty much right below my boob. I don't know if I have any longer ones, but that's from the front. And I guess you guys already saw the little curlies there. And then in the back. So that's the length of it. I guess you can just do that. Actually, it's pretty much at my waist at the very, very, very bottom. Which is probably the longest it's been, I want to say ever. It's pretty long right now. So just since my hair is not, it doesn't look quite as normal for me as it does like when I freshly wash it and put, product in it and stuff, I will maybe try to post a little picture in here, like right here. And maybe your Tila. And then maybe one or two more right here. Okay, so that's pretty much it for now. Like I said, I plan on trying to keep this thing going. I hope I don't lose steam on it and let it drop. I hope to get some responses as far as questions or subscriptions or whatever you crazy kids are doing these days. If I get enough kudos and whatnot towards doing this, or questions and curiosity as far as to how my process is going or has gone, or anything like that, then I'll keep it going. Or even if not, I'll keep it going. It's good to journal these things so I can look back on them and laugh at how funny and weird I am. So, and maybe to keep it a little simpler for me on my end, to kind of keep people updated, I can do the whole Instagram or Tumblr. I don't really know how that shit works right now, but I can look into that if that's something that people would want. Otherwise, just, ask questions. I don't have any answers right now. I don't have dreads, but once I do, or if you have any questions for the whole pre-dreading process or mindset, as far as like the way I'm kind of preparing for it, my scalp and all that fun stuff, I'll probably make a video on that. But ask anyway. Ask questions. I like answering things. So I guess that's pretty much it. Also, if you're a douchebag or a insecure piece of you-know-what, feel free to just, scurry along and click the old X or red dot up here or whatever. I want nothing to do with that. And, if you feel the need to say mean things even though your mom told you not to, I guess say them or whatever. I'm not going to entertain that kind of bullshit. I'm getting too old for that shit. But if you're not any of those people and you're cool and interested and curious, then I will happily oblige your comments and questions and hopefully answer them. So thanks for watching.